Good morning, students. Today we see Unit 6 Human Organ System. So, introduction. So, organ system. So, what is organ system? A group of organs that work together to perform a particular function is known as an organ system. So this organ system are formed by the association of organs which are organized from tissues. This kind of organization helps the organism to perform various activities more efficiently. So the human body has 8 major organ systems. So they are skeletal system, muscular system, digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, nerve system, endocrine system, excretory system. So in this lesson we will learn more about the structure and function of these organ systems of our body. Let us discuss about skeletal system. So skeletal system consists of bones and cartilages and joints. Bones provide a framework for the body. So this is the skeletal system. So the adult human skeletal system consists of 206 bones, few cartilages, ligaments and tendons. So the bones along with muscles with help in movements such as walking, running, chewing and dancing, so etc. So two major divisions of skeletal system are axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. So axial skeleton forms up the upright axis of the body which includes skull, vertebral column and rib cage. So appendicular skeleton consists of the bones of the limbs along with the pectoral and pelvic girdles. So next one, skull. So the skull is made up of cranial bones and facial bones. It protects the brain and the structure of the face. So the lower jaw bone is the largest and strongest bone in the human face. So this is the skull. So next one, vertebral column. So vertebral column extends from the base of the skull. It protects the spinal cord. It is formed by a number of serially arranged small bones. It's called vertebrae. So next topic, rib cage. The rib cage is made up of 12 pairs of curved flat rib bones. So it protects the delicate vital organs such as heart and lungs. So rib cage protects heart and lungs. So limbs. Man has 2 pairs of limbs, namely upper limbs and lower limbs. So upper limbs is called forelimbs, lower limbs is called hind limbs. So forelimbs are used for folding, writing, so etc. So while hind limbs are used for walking, sitting, so etc. So girdles. The forelimbs and hind limbs are attached to the axial skeleton with the help of pectoral and pelvic girdle respectively. So we do an experiment. So a single board cannot bend. So a joint only bend. So to show that we can bend or move our body only at those points where the bones meet. So take a wooden scale and string. Ask your colleagues to tie a wooden scale or your arm together so that elbow is at the center. So even if you try hard, you cannot bend your elbow. So because a single bone cannot bend, the different bones join together at the elbow only with the help of elbow to bend. Understood all of you? A single bone cannot bend. So let us learn something new. The smallest bone in our body is present inside the ear. So it is called stapes. It is only 2.8 millimeters long only. So the longest bone in our body, thigh bone. Second one, a newborn baby has more than 300 bones. As baby grows, some bones are joined together. So the hence skeletal of an adult has 206 bones. So a newborn baby has 300 bones. Skeleton of an adult has 206 bones. A smallest bone is called stapes and the longest bone is thigh bone. So understood all of you? So next system, muscular system. So muscular system along with the skeletal and nerve system is responsible for the body movements. So there are three types of muscles, namely skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, cardiac muscle. So how do muscles work? So muscles of the body can only pull and they cannot push. So two muscles are required to move a bone at a joint. So when one muscle contracts and other muscles relaxes. So first topic, skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscles is called voluntary muscles. So these muscles of our body are attached to the bones. So because they can be controlled by our will. So skeletal muscles is called voluntary muscles. They controlled by our will, and this is the skeletal muscles. So next one, smooth muscles. So smooth muscles is called involuntary muscles. They are not controlled by our will. So smooth muscles is called involuntary muscles. They are not controlled by our will. So next one, cardiac muscle. So cardiac muscles, the walls of the heart is made up of cardiac muscles. The heart of the wall is made up of cardiac muscles. They are capable of rhythmic contraction continuously and involuntary in nature. So this is the muscular system. So muscular system means two muscles are used. So first one biceps and second one triceps. So biceps is used to bend the arm at the elbow. Triceps is used to straighten the elbow. So in next side, finger flexor. So bend the fingers. So another one, finger extensor. Straighten the fingers. So this is called muscular system. So the next system, digestive system. So the digestive system consists of the alimentary canal and associated glands. So this system is involved in the conversion of complex food substances into simple forms and absorption of digested food. So digestive gland secrete enzymes with help in the process of digestion of food in the digestive tract or alimentary canal. So the alimentary canal is about 9 meters long. Stomach is a major organ for digestion of food materials. So parts of alimentary canal means there are 8 parts is that. So first one, mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx and esophageal or food pipe, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, anus. So associated glands for digestion, salivary glands, gastric glands, liver, pancreas, intestinal glands. So this is the digestive system. So first one, mouth, starts the mechanical and chemical digestion of food with the help of teeth, tongue and saliva. Second one, salivary glands. So produces saliva with the help to lubricate food and easier swallowing. So contains antibacterial agents and enzyme salivary amylase with breaks down struck. So next third one, stomach. Stores, mixes and digests food with the gastric juices it produces, which consist of mucus, enzymes and hydrochloric acid. So fourth one, small intestine. So a long tube about 6 meters in which most of chemical digestion occurs and nutrients are absorbed from here into the bloodstream. So the large intestine absorbs water from the food that have not been digested in the small intestine. Also absorbs some important vitamins that are produced by the large number of bacteria in harbors. So last one, liver. Blood carrying nutrition from the small intestine passes through the liver, which filters it and breaks down the synthesizes proteins, converts glucose into glucosamine and also produces bile. So this is the digestive system. Respiratory system is involved in exchange of respiratory gases and thereby help us to breathe. So the human respiratory system consists of nostrils, nasal cavity and pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi and lungs. So it helps in the movement of air in and out of the body. So exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide occurs between the air in the lung and blood. So lungs. So lungs are the main respiratory organ. Lungs are the main respiratory organ. So they are located within the chest cavity. So the trachea, commonly called windpipe. So its tube supported by cartilaginous rings that connects the pharynx and larynx to the lungs, allowing the passage of air. So the lungs are covered by a double layer pleura. So this is the respiratory system and nasal cavity. So the temperature and humidity of air we breathe is adjusted in this cavity. So bronchus and lungs where the gas exchange occurs. Next, diaphragm. So this is the respiratory system. Exchanges of gases by the respiratory system involves three different processes. So the first one, external respiration. So intake of oxygen from the air and releasing the carbon dioxide from the lungs occurs through the nostrils. So next one, internal respiration. So internal respiration, the circulatory system transports oxygen and carbon dioxide from all the parts of the body. So hemoglobin in red blood cell transport oxygen and carbon dioxide. Next, cellular respiration, cells take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Let us learn something new. Each lung has 300 million air sacs and alveoli. So yawning helps us to take in more amount of oxygen to give out the carbon dioxide. So next system, circulatory system. The circulatory system is one of the important system consisting of heart, blood vessels and blood. So it transports respiratory gases, nutrients, hormones and waste materials within the body. So it protects the body from the harmful pathogens and also regulates the body temperature. So next, heart. So heart is located in the thoracic cavity between two lungs. So heart is four-chambered and is surrounded by a double layer membrane called pericardium. The four-chambered name is right atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. So next, blood vessels. So three types of blood vessels are present in the body. So there are arteries, veins and capillaries. So they form a close network through which the blood is circulated. So blood. So three types of blood cells is there. So namely red blood capsules RBC, white blood capsules WBC and blood platelets. So RBC are produced in the bone marrow. So this is the circulatory system. So the heart pumps blood to the body. So veins, so shown in the blue color, so they carry blood from all parts of the body back to the heart. Arteries shown in the red color, so they carry blood from the heart to all the parts of the body. So capillaries, so are very narrow tubes not shown in this diagram. So they connect the end of the all arteries to veins. So they deliver and pick up the gases, nutrients and waste products. So do one activity. Place the middle and index finger of your right hand on the inner side of your left breast. So you feel anything, something? Yes, you can feel the throbbing. So the throbbing movement is called pulse. So how many pulse beats can you count in 1 minute? So the number of beats per minute is called pulse rate. So the number of beats per minute is called pulse rate. So a resting person usually has a pulse rate between 72 to 80 beats per minute. So understood? So next, donate blood. So every healthy person over 18 years of age can donate blood so that it can be given to the person in need during emergencies of accident or operations. Blood donation saves their life. So in hospitals have blood banks also. So where blood can be temporarily stored before it is given to the patient in need. So blood donation saves their life. So understood? So I hope all you understood. So the remaining topics we will continue the next video. Thank you.